Did you know you can actually book your own flight? You don't need to go through an agent, because this is one of the things that I keep seeing on my DMs. How do I book my flight? How can I get a dummy flight ticket? How do I do this myself? Do I have to pay so much money to an agent? Do I have to wonder which airline to travel with to Europe? All these kind of questions. So this video is definitely for you if you are looking to book a flight and have all these questions that you possibly have not had an answer to. So I will give you my tips and tricks that I have used over time, over a long period of time, which you can use as well, so that you're not wondering and scratching your head all the time. If this video is not for you, once again, please go ahead and share it with someone who can benefit from it for sure. So booking a flight is really easy, let me tell you. So one of the things that you need to realize is that you can use your own debit or credit card, PayPal. It could be also perhaps maybe someone is sponsoring you, and so on and so forth. So you can definitely book it yourself using your own financial means. That's one of the things that you need to realize. Yes, so agents do not necessarily do something magic and then they ask for you to send some money. So one of the things that you need to realize if you're listening to this in Kenya is that you can search for flights using generic websites, for example skyscanner.net, or websites like kayak.com, or you can even use Google Flights to check for flights going to your destination. I will talk about Europe because obviously I am very biased in this case. So you can go on any one of these websites. You can use incognito mode because obviously your computer or your phone is going to store cookies and might keep on showing you a higher price. This is one of the tricks actually. And you can go on this website incognito mode and search for the destination that you're going into. So it can be from Nairobi, for example, to Paris, and then you can put in the dates and then ensure that you also change perhaps into the currency. Usually I would say change into the euro or maybe change into Kenya shilling, depending if, for example, there are some people who might be having dollar accounts or euro accounts, or you just have your Kenya shilling accounts, then you can definitely just check using your currency, your preferred currency. So now once you simulate on Skyscanner incognito mode, then you'll be able to see which flights are flying to that destination. To Paris, for example, you might find that you have KQ, Kenya Airways, you have KLM, you have Air France, you perhaps have Air Qatar, depending on which flight that you see is showing up. And then the beauty of this website, Skyscanner, Kayak, even Google Flights, is that they will show you the cheapest flights that are flying within certain dates, and then you can decide which one actually fits your pocket. Now, one thing that you need to notice here is that these flight prices will keep changing depending on when you want to fly. I will tell you one tip and trick is that flying on like a day like a Tuesday or a Wednesday when it's not very popular, it's not peak, then could be cheaper as opposed to flying like on a Friday or a weekend. And so this is one thing that you can check if you're flexible with your dates of if you're going to study or you're going to work or you're just going to travel, tourist travel, then you can be able to check this out. Now, once you see a favorable price on either one of those websites, please do not book on that particular website. Do not book on the third-party websites. One, because if in case you want to change this flight, then it's going to be a whole problem trying to consult these third-party websites and wondering why they're not maybe responding as fast as you possibly need. The beauty of it is, for example, if there's a change or there's a cancellation, something that happened within your flight, then you can easily go to the ticket shop in the airport for the exact flight that you chose, and then there can be a faster feedback as opposed to having to contact the third-party websites for any type of changes or cancellations or any type of issues that happen. So that is also another trick. So once you find which airline you want to go and buy the flight from, then you go to the official website and then simulate the same thing, the same dates, and sometimes you might see that the price perhaps you saw on Skyscanner could just be a little different just because of the taxes, depending on the destination that you're going into. However, the difference is not usually as much, and you can now purchase that website. You basically just need to follow through the prompts, put in your information, put in your passport information, your name, official names as they appear on your passport, and then be able to click until you purchase using your card or PayPal or whatever other means if someone else is actually buying this flight for you. Now, once you do this, you will definitely get a confirmation on your email and you have your ticket in place already. Now, another thing that you also need to realize is that you can also be able to obtain dummy tickets on certain airlines. So for example, if you are thinking of going to do a visa application, some airlines will do what they call a hold fare for a very small fee. So which means that maybe you can find an airline that can be able to hold fare for like €5 or €10 or €15 for you, and then you can be able to print out that as a dummy ticket towards your visa process. For example, I know some airlines, for example Ethiopian Airline, where you can basically they don't charge for anything. You can basically just prompt through to the end and then download the PDF and use that as a dummy ticket as you do your visa process. And then obviously once your visa is approved, etc., then you can buy the ticket yourself on the websites that I mentioned. Now, if you're coming to Europe and you're wondering how will I move around, maybe you're moving from one country to the other, there's what we call low-cost airlines. For example, we have EasyJet, we have Ryanair, we have Transavia, and all these Vueling and all these kind of airlines, which again, the process is the same. I would say it's important for you to be able to check out the price of the flight that you want to take. First of all, simulate it on the main websites of Skyscanner, Kayak, etc., Google Flights, and then be able to go ahead and buy it directly from the airline's website. You do not need an agent or third party. Now, which airlines are good if you're, for instance, coming from Kenya? I would say there are quite a number of airlines that could sometimes be very late or sometimes might cancel without any remorse for you, for sure. So be careful with that. You can always read the reviews of airlines on several websites. I've seen several reviews of certain airlines that have decided never to travel with, for example, Air Morocco or Ethiopian Air, Egypt Air, sometimes even Turkish Airlines might not keep time as much and you might be late for your connecting flight. So depending on the destination that you're going into, I mean, I have not had many issues. There are definitely issues, but I have not seen so many issues with airlines. For example, Qatar Air, Emirates, you might have Air France sometimes can get late, as well. Air Lufthansa and other airlines that travel from Kenya like KLM. I've seen enough issues with KQ. Again, I have no bad blood, but I have just seen these reviews that are out there for sure. And again, it depends on the time that you're flying, the day you're flying, and the issues that may or may not show up for sure. So I'm just saying this, that you can do your own research ahead of time so that you fit in the cost of the flight together with the airline preference, so that you are good to go in terms of your peace of mind that your luggage is going to show up correctly and you're not going to have delays or cancellations and all these kind of things. Now, once you obviously have booked your flight, it's important for you to ensure that your documentation, your visa is in place, your passport information is in place, you have the correct emergency contacts, and have your email or your phone number on the airline as well, just in case something changes. You can be able to get this notification. So for international flights, if you're flying from Kenya, then you can be able to get a physical physical, boarding pass when you're checking in, and you can get this boarding pass for all the flights that you're going to take until you get to your destination, and you do not have to worry about your luggage. I have had this question before, whether, what happens to your luggage when you check in when you're in Kenya. The thing is, you definitely check in and then your luggage is sent to your final destination, so you don't have to worry about your luggage. If you're a first time flyer and wondering, okay, so do I pick up my luggage when maybe you have a layover in one of the countries? For example, if you're flying from Kenya using the Emirates airline, then you'd have a layover in Dubai, and then before you go to your other European destination. So what happens is that once you check your luggage, you will find it in your final destination, and you don't have to worry about that. And so these are some of the tips and tricks. I have quite a lot of them, but this is very, very, very basic, because I have had this question and have had discussions with people who are transitioning from Kenya, and they're wondering, so how do I go about the flight booking? And again, depending on your preference, if you want to go through the agent, sometimes the agents can be a bit more expensive. However, some agents can also be having some very good packages. Again, it's for you to weigh in, but I would say it's so easy for you to book a flight ticket. You really do not have to go through an agent and perhaps even pay more, because agents also take their own commissions, and wonder why the price of the flights cost you so much. European flights, you can even, depending on a good day, you can even find a flight, even a round trip ticket, even for like anything between 500, 600 euros, all the way to 1,000. Again, depends on the flight that you're taking, the airline that you're flying in, the time you're flying in, and all these variables that are there. So do your own research. Once again, I am right here in case you do need to have any question answered. Go ahead and ask it on the comment section below. In case you also have another tip and trick that you want to share, again, leave it on the comment section below. Please, once again, join my membership on this channel so that we can keep growing this community. I will be more than happy to interact with you and sit with you and give you my insight and my guidance and my knowledge of what exactly you need to look out for whenever you are moving to Europe. And I just want to make sure that your process is as smooth as it can get. So once again, thank you so much for watching this video, and until next time, bye.